Hi, Gareth. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here with head coach Gareth Taylor to preview the WSL match against Arsenal this Sunday. We will start with questions on the floor from Ben Ransom.
Hi, Gareth. If we can, please start with the Chloe Kelly situation, because obviously she was very upset about the way she was treated here. Can you explain from your point of view what happened, and also how the relationship between player and club has deteriorated to this extent?
I can reply, but I'd rather not go into kind of specifics. I think what I would say is that it's been kind of really disappointing to come to this, and obviously the ending that it kind of transpired to. I think with myself, I've always tried to represent the club in the right way, be really dignified in the good moments, the difficult moments, and certainly work for a club that has real integrity. And I think, like I say, really disappointing, been challenging couple of days for many people, not just myself, obviously a lot of people here at the club as well. And we never like to hear that a player has not had a good experience of being at the club. And I'm sure that's not the case for the whole period. Maybe this more recent period for not playing. But we've certainly tried to support every single player that we work with and in order to help the team. But we're in a selection-based business where difficult decisions have to be made for the betterment of the team. And sometimes people and players can fall on the sharp end of that. But what I would say is that I think when you take yourself out of the situation and look at the move that's been achieved, it's a rival, and they made the best offer. So we've certainly not stood in the way of a player being able to go and make the move that they want to make.
Is that what it comes down to then? Is it about selection? Because these are strong accusations, aren't they? She's suggesting that some people in the club have been briefing against her. They've been trying to assassinate her character. That's such a strong turn of phrase. How is that for the manager to hear a player talk like that?
I'll be honest, Ben, I don't live in that world of social media. I think it's any head coach will tell you it's not good for your health.
But these are her words, though, aren't they? That's more than
words. They're kind of new to me. My job is to really prepare the team for a big game against Arsenal at the weekend and look and work with the players who are really committed to the club. That's my stance on it. I've tried to give you a bit of an insight. I can't really go into real detail about kind of how we see it on our side of the story. We wish her all the best at a new club, and she's achieved the move that she was looking to do, and that's it.
Moving forward then, Chloe obviously she's been here a long time, she will have some close friends in the dressing room. How delicate a situation is that for you to manage as well moving forward, because I'm sure she still has those relationships? Well,
now we're in a situation where the dressing room is the dressing room. We've recruited in January. The players we have in, we're happy with. I think we know that it's been a challenging period for us, certainly that last couple of months before the Christmas break, where we lost obviously really, really key players, which would hurt any team. And of course, I think that trying to bring in and recruit in the January window is really difficult. But we're excited now that we're at a point where we can move on as a club and really look towards the challenges we face in the second half of the season, which are really exciting ones.
The fact that Arsenal comes up next adds another dynamic, but how much are you looking forward to, now the window's closed, to be able to focus on the football and the big matches that are coming up?
Yeah, I've always said that the women's game is moving forward. The January window there used to be no activity in there at all. Now we're seeing world record breaking figures being spent. So yeah, for us it's done. We're looking forward to now working with the players, like I say, who are committed to the club, and we're excited about the challenges ahead. Starting with another 3 games in a week and starting with Arsenal on Sunday here at the Joy Stadium.
Thank you, Ben. We'll go to Holly.
Hi, Gareth. I hope you're doing well. First of all, it would be great to hear about how the team is trained this week and who is at your disposal this Sunday.
Yeah, we had obviously a good week. We had a busy week last week. I think going from not a lot in terms of games to actually having 3 games in 6 days was a big challenge for us. And I think the players, certainly that second part, came through it really, really well. Saw some really good things. Obviously at Villa last week. Villa are obviously always a difficult opponent, and for us to go there and put 4 past them on their own turf is very impressive, and not many teams do that. So that's exciting. Saw that there were some good things there. We obviously unfortunately lost Laura Coombs in the warm-up to that. who won't be available for the weekend, unfortunately. But outside of that, I think all of the players that were introduced from the sidelines in Oyama, Carolyn, Bunny Shaw. Okay, Naomi didn't get onto the pitch, but these guys have more training under their belt now, so I think that's really good. Bunny's a little bit further down the line as well, so I think it bodes well for these, this busy period we've got coming up.
You mentioned it's been a busy January for us. You've had some more time with the new faces. How is everyone getting on, and how excited should fans be to see them integrated more into the fold over the coming weeks?
Yeah, it should be really excited because we have good players. I think Carolyn's an exciting talent. I think that, we're really pleased to be able to acquire her, and we have to understand the same with her as Ayama. And obviously Laura when she arrives next week. I think it's going to be really key that we try to get as much work into them as possible, knowing that obviously for the likes of Laura, coming from a different environment, different club, it's obviously learning our way. The other players that we've spoken about more recently, Rebecca Knack has obviously come in and done really, really well for us, I think, in that period and really helped the team. So, yeah, I think it's just managing the players' load. Some of them have come off the back of like a break in the season, like Carolyn, like Ayama. So getting them up to speed is going to be really key for us.
And finally, in the reverse fixture against Arsenal, they scored fairly early on. How important is it to kind of set a tone in the first few minutes of the game this Sunday?
Yeah, well, I think you saw that. I think, we tried to address that against United in the Cup. I think the players did really well in that. I felt like we started the game really well against Villa, but we conceded in the first action against us, which was obviously frustrating. And, of course, we've seen that, Arsenal can hurt teams for sure, and they should be able to with the quality of players that they do have, particularly at the front end of the pitch. So, yeah, we need to be on our guard. And, the players have been working tremendously hard this week. We're aware of the challenges, but also we've got a really good forward line that we feel can really hurt any team. And when you add kind of the likes of Bunny Shaw coming back into it a little bit more, Laura Blinkhill-Brown doing really, really well recently as a player that's growing a lot with us. And Carolyn obviously is going to get better and better. So I think it's exciting.
Thank you, Gareth. All the best this weekend.
We'll go to Zoom now. Tom Gary.
Hi, Gareth. Nice to see you. Can I firstly please just check how close Caroline and Bunny Shaw are to maybe playing a full match compared to Villa when they came on?
Yeah, both I would say were pretty close. Of course, when we go into this type of 3 games in 7 days, it becomes a bit of a working out the conundrum and working out the best way to do that. Of course, Viv is still at a point where she's probably not going to be able to go 90 minutes after 90 minutes, certainly from where she's been. So, yeah, I think we have good options and kind of working out what that week looks like. I don't like to look too far ahead. Obviously, this game is really, really important for us on Sunday. Brings us back to the stadium in front of our own fans. Feels like we've not been back in the stadium for a while, obviously, because we played one of the games at the Etihad. So, yeah, looking forward to that. I think the players that we do have, the likes of Carolyn, likes of Bunny Shaw, in particular, those top-end players, the more kind of training and minutes we can get under their belt, I think that's going to push them closer to being able to start.
And if I could please just ask another question about Chloe's loan move. Do you have any concerns about the fact that that's a rival for trophies and a rival for Champions League places that she's gone to now to potentially strengthen? And was that in your thoughts at all over the last 24 hours?
No, not really. I think once the player expressed the desire to want to leave and to try and go on to a move that she felt was the right one for her, I think sometimes we have to look at what the best offer was. And Arsenal made the best offer for the player. I think, we run this tight ship as a real business. We have to do that. And Arsenal made the best offer. So it was a simple one for us.
And in terms of Laura coming in, just could you tell us a bit more about how pleased you are with that acquisition and to bolster the defensive line? What sorts of things will she bring in particular?
Well, she'll bring some real cover initially. I think as a player, obviously, is still been returning from an ACL just over a year ago. So I think it's a good player who's adaptable in a couple of positions, can play in both fullback positions and potentially centre-half as well. And obviously, when we lost Risa in the summer, who we felt that was going to fit that kind of description for us, that was a bit of a blow. So I think being able to acquire this player, but also recognising, again, we'll have to get her up to speed in terms of how we work and how we operate. But yeah, we're really pleased to be able to bring that player here.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, Tom. We'll go to Emily next.
Hi Gareth, I hope you're well. I just want to bring it back to Chloe Kelly again. She said earlier this week that she saw no future beyond this season with Manchester City.
Sorry. I'll be respectful as much as I possibly can, but I don't think I need to discuss a player who's not with us any longer. I think I've covered as much as I possibly can without going into like real detail. I think if you could be respectful, if we could just talk about the game we have in front of us on Sunday, please.
Do you mind if I ask about Chelsea's world record signing this week?
Sure.
World record fee. Do you think, are there concerns that there's a gap opening up between Chelsea and other teams in the WSL, that it could become less competitive?
I wouldn't say concerns. I think it's obviously really bold. I think they're obviously created a gap at the top of the league at this moment in time in terms of points. And yeah, with that recruitment, that's real heavy recruitment, and 2 top players. Obviously work with Kira, so I know what a top talent she is. So yeah, of course, I wouldn't say concern, but I think it makes the job more and more difficult, and it's really important that we keep up.
Great, thanks Gareth.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emily. Any more questions from Zoom or from the room? No. Thanks very much, everyone.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.